Hello students, welcome back to classes on computer organization. Okay, register transfers we were discussing earlier in the previous video, right? The gating, input output gating was the topic. Gating in the sense, say each register will be having two switches or gates, you can say. One is input gate, other one is output gate. The gates are nothing but the switches. You can activate any of the switch or gate, isn't it? So next is performing an arithmetic and logical operation. How to perform the arithmetic or logical operation here. Okay, the ALU performs arithmetic operation on two operands applied to its say A and B inputs. Okay, one of the, because if you go through the diagram you will come to know clearly. This is what ALU is. It is normally having a two input, right? Two input. One is from multiplexer, other one is directly from the internal processor bus. Actually, internal processor bus in the sense it takes the input from the another register, where register places the data onto the internal processor bus. Right? A and B are the inputs. That is what they are telling. Right? And the other operands is obtained directly from the processor bus. One is from mux and multiplexer, other one is from the processor bus. Okay, the result produced by the ALU is temporarily stored in register Z. If you see the diagram again, you will come to know. See, result from ALU will be transferred onto Z. Right? The sequence of operations. Let us see the small example. This is what register transfer notation, right from module 1 we are discussing about it. Recall the module 1 concept, register transfer notation. So R1 in addition with R2 is transferred to R3. So content of R1 is accessed and content of R2 is accessed. Both of them are added and transferred to register R3. This is what the notation, register transfer notation is. So equivalent we have to write the instruction. So stepwise it is performed using three steps. So step 1, contents from register R1 is loaded. Is right? Content of register R1 is loaded. It is loaded onto one of the intermediate register, say Y in. Check the first diagram, you will come to know. First diagram, let us see again. So this is what the initial diagram. Content from register, which register? Say R1. R1 content is placed onto the internal processor bus, say, because each and every register, general purpose register R will be having bidirectional arrow. It can either send the data or receive the data, right, to internal processor bus or from internal processor bus respectively. So R1 is initially placed onto internal processor bus and hence onto Y. Y is one of the intermediate register used for computation. Since this data is needed for computation, place it on Y. Right? Please try to understand. Right? So Y in will be activated. R1 out will be activated first. R1 out, if you activate the R1 out, what will happen? R1 out will be placing the data, say it is giving the output onto internal processor bus. This is to be taken as the input by Y, so activate Y in, right? That is what mentioned here. See, R1 out and Y in. Next is what? Next is, say you have to access the content of R2 as well. So R2 out you take R2 out, since it cannot be directly passed on to Y because Y is already containing some element in it. So what you have to do is, this R2 out will be there on bus itself. You select Y and perform addition. So R2 out will be there on bus itself. Select the content using select line. Okay, select the content of Y. That is what first input is. Okay, now first input R1 content is placed at Y. What you are supposed to do? Concentrate here, listen carefully. Contents of R1 is placed onto Y, activate the select line from the multiplexer. What it does? So select Y, which lets the Y to transfer onto multiplexer, right, and hence onto ALU. So ALU takes another input from directly from internal processor bus. So R2 out is activated. R2 out is activated means data is placed onto the internal processor bus, drive it directly onto ALU by activating B. That's it. So select Y, R2 out, select Y is done. Perform the addition, because the instruction, check the instruction, you are performing what you are performing addition, right? You have to write the instruction add summation, computed result should be transferred on to, check the output of ALU will be given to another intermediate register Z. So output will be placed onto Z, right? The process is not ended, because you have to place the output on desired location. What is the desired location? Desired location is R3, right? R1 plus R2 is R3 you have mentioned. So what you are supposed to do? You have to activate Z outline at step number 3, because you have to take the data out from Z, place it on the internal processor bus, place it onto destination register R3. So R3 should take input from Z. So you have to write R3 in. So please listen carefully, please concentrate carefully, note down the things, watch the video again. Please pause it or stop the video, watch it again. If you still have any doubt, feel free to ask. If you understand this, the next concepts will be easier for you, because this entire module is based on the these types of gating things only, register transfers only. Okay, these instructions are called as micro instructions actually. Okay, one performing actually we have performed add R1 comma R2 comma R3. This step, this addition step, add R1 comma R2 comma R3, this actually involves fetch phase and execute phase. Okay, that fetch and execute phase in detail we are studying about. So in detail it is performing several sub steps. Each sub step is called as a micro instruction execution step. Okay, that is what we are discussing about. Please try to understand. Now add R1 comma R2 comma R3 actually involves 3 steps. What are those 3? Here first step is you have to access the data. Let me brief out it again. You have to access the data from fetch the data from R1 or read the data from R1 and place it onto one of the intermediate register to perform the arithmetic and logical operation. So Y, it is placed onto Y by activating the signal R1 out followed by Y in. This sequence is very important. After activating R1 out, you have to activate Y in. You cannot directly activate Y in and R1 out. Interchanging cannot be done, because it is based on timing, right? What will happen first and what will happen next matters. So timing matters. Okay, first activate the R1 out gate. So data is placed onto the bus. Once the data is placed onto the internal processor bus, you take the data, drive the data as an input to register Y. That is what's first step. Second step, you similarly you have to read the content from the second register. What is the second register? R2 is the second register, right? So R2 out, you take the output from register R2, drive it R2 out. Place, now data is placed onto the internal processor bus, isn't it? Data is kept onto the internal processor bus, right? Next, what is to be done? Since ALU is taking 2 inputs, one input is A, that is right from multiplexer, second input is B, that is directly from the internal processor bus. Obviously, check the diagram. The same video contains the diagram. Please check the diagram, you will come to know. Here see, A and B are the 2 inputs. One is B is directly taken from internal processor bus and one from the multiplexer by ALU. That's it. Now from the multiplexer, which value to be driven? you are not performing constant addition, constant value 4 and all, not required. Now activate select y line, that's it. Select y, either you can select y from multiplexer or you can select the constant value 4 from the multiplexer. Multiplexer is the one, it can take multiple inputs but provide single output. So here we are not taking that constant value 4, okay, we are just ignoring it, we are just omitting that, we are taking only y as the input. So we are selecting y value as the input, that value is directly driven onto the output of the ALU. So output of the ALU as output of the multiplexer as A. Now what is B? B is the second input for the ALU. B takes directly from the input from the internal processor bus. So you have already activated the R2 out gate. R2 out gate has driven the output from R2 to internal processor bus. So once R2 out is activated, what is to be done? R2 out is activated, you have to select Y. Okay, R2 out comma select Y. Next you have to, for Y is selected, R2 out is selected, both are kept given as the input for ALU, input A and input B respectively. Now you have to perform addition, since the instruction is add R1 comma R2 comma R3, so you have to perform addition, mention add, instruction name you have to mention, that's it. Then after addition the result is stored, where the result is computed, obviously it is to be stored, temporarily. See, check the diagram, this diagram should be there in your mind, okay, then only you can easily answer for the question, easily write the steps, don't simply mug up. So result is kept onto Z. By activating Z in signal, result will be driven onto register Z. Okay, process is not ended yet. As per our requirement, the data should be placed onto destination register R3, where the data is stored. Now it is the computed result is there at Z, so take the data out from Z. So Z out you have to activate, then place it inside register R3, isn't it? So Z out comma R3 in, Z out comma R3 in, that's it. Right, which ends the process Z out comma R3 in as the step number 3. You can mention end at last. Okay, please go through the steps and or go through the explanation. If you have any doubt, please ask.